Baseball fans, you're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Welcome back, guys. Really appreciate you being here tonight. If you would, one more time, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications if you have not already. Really helps us get out there. We're trying to grow the channel, of course, and we want you to be a part of it. Now, the Braves, as good as this series was, it did not come with, all positive news. Of course, Michael Harris is injured right now. He's got a strained left hamstring that happened while he was rounding the bases against Tampa. And really what's interesting about this, typically when you see a strained left hamstring, you're looking at 1 to 2 weeks, a month. We don't really know how long this is going to be.
No, he just said it felt weird. There was something going on. I don't think he's ever had one, so I don't know that he knows what the feel is. And he just said, he felt something, and that's, you don't take any chances, and because it's like if, you keep going and it goes, then it's not 2 weeks, it's 2 months or more.
The important thing that I don't want us to forget is this is a real person who's really injured. So you got to hate to see it with a player like Michael Harris, who does do a lot in the lineup for the Braves, does a lot on the base pass for the Braves, and really his most valuable talent, he does a lot in center field for the Atlanta Braves. And I say all that to say they had to find a guy kind of quick to, frankly, cover that space in the outfield. So I mentioned him earlier, but the Braves selected Ramon Laureano. You saw him today. He was signed back in May prior to this injury. It was actually following Acuna's injury. It was a depth move. And a lot of people tend to overlook depth moves. I had my eye on this one, frankly, because Ramon Laureano is not a, he is a solid player, a veteran outfielder, and I really like the move as a depth piece. The name value is there for sure. He leaves a little bit to be desired with the bat. He's got a sub-200 batting average right now. Granted, small sample size doesn't mean anything. That's up to you. His real talent, and I think the real reason the Braves got him, was that he can play the outfield pretty much anywhere you put him, whether it be center, left, or right. Doesn't matter. I think he'll be the primary center fielder going forward, at least until maybe a move is made, whatever the case may be. The Braves, I think, at this point are definitely going to get an outfield bat to replace the production of not necessarily Michael Harris, but more so Ronald Acuna Jr. And now that Michael Harris is out, a lot of people are speculating that, hey, the Braves may actually go out and get an outfielder sooner rather than later. I saw an article earlier today speculating that it may be Isaiah Kiner-Falefa from the Blue Jays. I've seen a lot of different ideas. I don't know what it's going to be. Really, any idea you throw my way, I'm not going to disagree with it, because Alex Anthopoulos has already said that he's been more active than really ever before. That was the latest news from AA. So I don't really see anything being completely out of the picture here. But I do think we all have to kind of be realistic.
Are you ready to save big on a new GMC?
At Glynn Smith GMC in Opelika, you can own one of the best-selling vehicles in the USA. The GMC Sierra pickup is discounted up to $14,500 off. The roomy and comfortable GMC Terrains are up to $8,250 off. And the GMC Acadias with 3 spacious rows and seating for 7, discounted up to $8,000 off. At Glynn Smith GMC in Opelika,
Get ready to smile.
When it comes to Ramon Laureano, again, veteran outfielder, good defender. He's not going to leave you empty-handed in the field. The bat is certainly going to be a concern. But look, this was a reactionary move. It wasn't a move that we're picking from what we actually want to see in the lineup every day. They got Ramon Laureano because they needed someone to fill the need if this were to happen. And it just so happens that it was back-to-back with Acuna that Michael Harris went out. Now Ramon Laureano happened to be in the lineup today. So, look, I think it's a good move. I like the move when it happened. I don't think it's a move that's going to last last forever at all. I think it's going to be a move that, Ramon Laureano may be a depth piece going forward. I think he will be, but I don't think he's going to be your everyday outfielder. But I really think that they're going to go after outfielders once Michael Harris is healthy, he's going to be back in center field. That's not a long-term absence, I don't think. I mean, according to Brian Snitker, he says it's going to be a long time, but I think it's going to be more akin to the Sean Murphy absence, a month, maybe 2. I don't think it's going to be, it's not season ending or anything. I think ultimately what you're looking at is a temporary absence in center field, and if you bring in any other outfielders, you're going to bring in a guy who's a stud. And I hate to say this, I think you need something more along the lines of a Jock Peterson style player that you bring in, and he's an instant impact. You know what you're going to get. He can put up numbers. He can hit homers. He's that kind of guy. I'm not saying we need to go get him, but you know what I mean when I say a Jock Peterson style player. You need someone who you know is going to be a fundamental part of the offense.
Are you ready to save big on a new Chevrolet?
Make your way to Glynn Smith Chevrolet. Choose America's #1 compact SUV, the Chevy Equinox, discounted up to $6,500 off. The powerful Chevy Silverados are up to $13,750 off. And the big Chevy Silverado 2500 HDs are discounted up to $6,000 off. Glynn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika.
Get ready to smile.
You hate to see Michael Harris get hurt. Alex Anthopoulos, lucked out in getting Ramon Laureano the other day. I think that was a good get, and it looks really good now because what would you have done if you didn't have him? I guess you'd put JP Martinez out there and figured out minor leaguers, whatever the case may be. I ultimately think that there's going to be a lot more come the trade deadline to discuss, and we've talked about the trade deadline, tooth and nail so far this year, and rightfully so. It's going to be the biggest story when it comes, but I'll go ahead and tell you this. We are planning to go live during the trade deadline, probably 30 minutes before the end of it. If something breaks, the Braves will go ahead and get on. I'm taking off work that day. That is my job that day, is the trade deadline. So that is going to be fully covered here at On Deck. We want you to be a part of it, so plan it. July 30th, we're going to be here. And we're going to be live for it, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's a big hit every year, the trade deadline. Whether the Braves do anything or not, we're going to be here. So make sure you plan for that. But you saw Ronald Acuna go out. You saw Ramon Laureano get signed. And then all of a sudden, a week or two later, Michael Harris gets hurt. Ramon Laureano goes from not having a contract to starting for the Atlanta Braves one day. So it's an interesting turn of events.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.